The greatest genius is the most indebted person. These words of Emerson, the American thinker, are very true for Mahatma Gandhi, the cynosure of all the eyes. Literature has played an important role in history. It has been used and still being used as a tool of propaganda, played a huge role in major revolution in history. Such a revolution results in the independence of our country, India, and Gandhiji was the strong pillar who stood before this. Today, let us take a close look on the topic Gandhiji, a never-ending inspiration in the world of literature. I am Bilal Humayun of class 10th. For Gandhi, freedom of the individual was the first and last goal. Gandhi was the leader of India's non-violent independence movement against British rule and in South Africa. He advocated for the civil rights of Indians. He was born on October 2nd, 1869 at Porbandar, and the day is celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti. As a teenager, Gandhi was interested in becoming a doctor. His father hoped he would also become a government minister and steered him to enter the legal profession. In 1888, 18-year-old Gandhi sailed for the London to study law. Gandhi as a lawyer had written a number of letters to various personalities, and these letters hold a great position in the world of literature. Some of the famous letters of Gandhi include Letter to Adolf Hitler. It was an unadulterated plea to convert Hitler into a non-violent protagonist against his chosen targeted community, the Jews. Letter to Lord Irwin. It demanded possession of the salt works. Letter to the British authorities, arguing against wasteful expenditure of putting him under house arrest. His letter to Srinarayana Guru is also well mentioned in the chapters of literature. Each word of all these letters had a thriving and an inspirational effect in the mind of readers. Gandhi was accepted as a very good writer. He had written a number of books which had a great effect in the minds of common people. Some of his books include Hind Swaraj, written in Gujarati language in the year 1909. It is in this book that Gandhi announced his life's mission for the first time. The Bhagavad Gita, according to Gandhi, is a very influential and inspiring book. He talks about Gita and its full meaning throughout this book. Words of Gandhi is another book which includes Gandhi's life and work in a historical context of the 20th century. One of the most inspiring work of Gandhi is nothing else his autobiography, The Story of My Experiments with Truth. The original version of this book was firstly published in Gujarati, and later it was translated into English and other Indian languages. It is a detailed account consisting of 105 self-penned essays that covers all aspects of his life from early childhood up till 1921. The book guides a person through right and wrong. Each content in the book inspires the readers a lot. I suggest all my listeners to try to read this book at least once. Thank you.
I am Bilal from 10th standard. I am here to present the topic about Gandhiji's thoughts about environment. The earth has enough resources for our need but not for our good. This most often quoted phrase by Gandhi depicts his concern for nature and environment. Mahatma Gandhi, who became the leader of the nationalist movement against the British rule of India. His birth anniversary is celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti in October 2nd. Gandhi and the evils of urbanization. Gandhi had cautioned the world much before any modern-day environmentalist about the problems of large-scale industrialization, which we are confronting today. Gandhi visualized that the mechanization will not only lead to industrialization, to massive urbanization, to unemployment, but will also lead to the destruction of environment. Violence and the conservation of resources. The Gandhian idea of non-violence, if adopted at the various levels from international politics to local levels, can be useful to reduce carbon footprints caused due to wars and production of missiles. Gandhi had emphasized the importance of natural resources and its conservation. This has a direct bearing on the man and environment relationship. Environmental health and neglect. Population explosion, mass poverty, overutilization of renewable resources, overuse of fertilizers leading to water pollution, rapid industrialization, global warming, desert formation, deforestation, emission of harmful substances causing air pollution, industrial and synthetic wastes and nuclear hazards that are more man-made in nature are causing irreparable damages to our planet. And ahimsa and the conservation of biodiversity. Gandhi was influenced by Jainism, which looks at nature as a living entity and exhorts human beings to continually purify themselves by respecting diverse life forms. The Gandhian idea of Satya and Ahimsa can be useful to reduce the greed of the individual and society. His concept of non-violence thus encompassed all living beings and embodied the eternal values of life in his thought and actions. It's our duty to protect and sustain the resources in it for the decades of generation awaiting. Thank you.
I believe to assert that most people believe that violence or the treat of violence is an effective way of building or maintaining the sort of society which people want. This belief has huge implication for the ways in which individual communication and the national acting area as device as bringing up children through to protecting a country from the threat to external invasion or internal takeover. However, in age which emphasize that policies and practice should be driven by evidence, such beliefs need to be carefully examined according to the chapter examines the evidence concerning the relative efficiency of violence and non-violence for areas bringing about major social changes, discipline, children dealing with criminal behaviors and using the military to provide security.
Nonviolence resistance or nonviolent action is the practice of achieving goals such as social changes through symbolic protest, civil disobedience, economic or political non-cooperation, satyagraha or other method while being nonviolent. This type of action highlights the desire of an individual or group that feel that something needs to change to improve the current condition of the resisting person or group. Nonviolent resisting is largely but wrongly taken as synonymous with civil disobedience. Each of these terms, nonviolence, resistance and civil disobedience, have different connections and commitments.
Contemporary history has shown how much nonviolence is a powerful tool to accomplish changes. For instance, the nonviolence resistance movement against the British Empire rule in India as the self-march from 12th March 1930, headed in particular by spiritual and political leader Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, which led to the independence of the country, but also the struggle against racial inequality and advocate for civil and economic rights such as Martin Luther King and political stands as the March Washington for the job and freedom on August 28, 1963. Mahatma Gandhi stands among the leaders of the world. We should not only be proud that he was an Indian but also be proud that we were following the path that Mahatma Gandhi has shown to all of us. Gandhi disliked the temporary resistance at its suggested passivity for what was in past and activity form of civil protest. He believed that they were fighting for devised the term satyagraha. This was derived from the Sanskrit word satya and agraha. Gandhi believed that those who waged satya right be relinking themselves with greater moral enduring force. It was thus a form of soul force. In an article of 1980, Gandhi said that Satyagraha was an attitude of mind and anyone who acted in the spirit would, he claimed, by victorious as the person would be blessed God. This helped to give us followers who were both Hindu and Muslim great confidence in the method.
रघुपति राघव